Ladies and gents, the backing track may have been a little more temperamental than the cricket and the wonderful shots that we saw, but how good is it that we just have enjoyed a season of cricket we've got through, and now we come together, an event in person. So it's a very warm welcome to all to CitiPower Centre and to your own lounge rooms if you're watching via our live stream to the Victorian Premier Cricket Awards for season 2020-2021. My name's Pete Laser, pleasure to be your host for this evening, and as I say, how good is it that we get to come together and celebrate some wonderful individual and team performances throughout the season. Firstly, may we acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we all meet this evening and pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. And we extend that celebration and respect to elders to Indigenous people who are here today. We'd like to extend a very warm welcome to some VIPs who have joined us. Cricket Australia Chair and Cricket Victoria Life Member, Mr. Earl Eddings, and Cricket Australia Board Member, Mel Jones. Kookaburra Association and Sponsorship Representative, Dylan Prescott, and all of our Cricket Victoria Board members who are in attendance this evening. To our Interim Chief Executive Officer at Cricket Victoria, Nick Cummins, a very warm welcome. To our current Una Paisley and Jack Ryder medalists, James Seymour and Kim Garth, who join us, as well as former Ryder medalists, Brett Forsyth and Warren Ayres, who are in attendance here tonight. Tonight, we take just a moment to celebrate our Premier Cricket season and the achievements of our best performed clubs, players and officials, as well as awarding the 2020-2021 Una Paisley and Jack Ryder medalists. Remiss of us to overlook some of the work done by the Victorian cricket family over the last 12 months since COVID-19 curtailed the final weeks of our 19-20 season. It's a testament to everyone involved from grassroots all the way up to the top levels to develop and, of course, to follow the safe practices that have enabled our game to resume faster than many other sporting codes and allow for a near full season to be played out all across the state of Victoria. So a big thank you to everyone involved, from the Cricket Victoria down to our grassroots clubs. The Una Paisley medal will be awarded to the Women's Premier Firsts One-Day Player of the Season. Some of the names we should look out for as we go through the season: Box Hill's Zoe Griffiths, Dandenong's Kim Garth, EMP's McKinley Blows and Elise Villani, Melbourne's Tegan Parker, Rihanna Donald, Brand's Annabelle Sutherland, and Ringwood's Bhavisha Devchan and Olivia Henry. All will feature throughout the vote count. The time-honoured Jack Ryder medal is awarded to the best performer in men's Premier First 11 cricket, and it appears to be quite wide open this year. The likes of Carlton's Braden Stepien and Evan Golis, Dandenong's James Nanopoulos, Essendon's James Seymour, Fitzroy Doncaster's Jack Rudd, Geelong's Eamon Fines, Melbourne's Jack Presswich, Northcote's Mark Phelan, Richmond's Scott Edwards, or Ringwood's Thomas Rogers are all tipped to poll strongly this evening. We'll look forward to see how it unfolds throughout the course of the night, and we'll take a look at leaderboards to keep you updated. And then, as always, we'll count the last couple of rounds live here before presenting the Una Paisley and Jack Ryder medals. To officially kick off our proceedings and for our official welcome, it's my pleasure to welcome the Chair of Cricket Victoria to the stage, Mr. Dr. David Maddox.
Thanks very much, Pete, for that welcome, and I obviously welcome you all here tonight. What we're here tonight is celebrate Premier Cricket in women's and men's competition. It's great that we can be here to do it, and we've probably heard so many speeches over time, but we are so fortunate to have got through this season in all levels of cricket with the COVID problems that we had during last year. So it's wonderful that we can all be here to celebrate. You've probably heard this week that our CEO, Andrew Ingleton, has decided to move on, and I just thought it would be nice to take the opportunity to say a few words about Andrew. I guess many of you don't realise is that he had his time in CV, but also at CA. So I think that's a combined 8 years of service to cricket throughout Australia. And I just wanted to acknowledge the work. There's a lot of things I think that Andrew did that people didn't realise that he was able to achieve. He clearly loved Premier Cricket. There is no doubt about that, both women's and men's. But also he was a real advocate for growing the game at all levels, and particularly improving funding in the girls and women's sector, also in Indigenous cricket and the National All Abilities competition. So he achieved so many things across those areas. So terribly a very impressive contribution to cricket. He leaves Cricket Victoria in a very sound position. And again, it was Andrew and his senior management team that really did so much of the hard yards and all the staff at CV in helping competitions at all levels throughout Victoria get through COVID and have successful competition. So fantastic achievement. Nick Cummins is on board. Welcome, Nick. And I can assure you we're in great hands with Nick and it will be business as usual. So that's probably enough for me, Pete. Please enjoy the night. Thank you.
Very rarely we have our first speech of the night where everyone goes, "Oh, that was quite quick. We're moving through this. Nice."
I knew I had to.
David Maddox, you are getting people on board with Cricket Victoria straight away. So thank you very much. Great to hear from you, and thank you for the support of the board and all of our board members at Cricket Victoria and Cricket Australia level for getting our cricket underway. So let's get into it. We said tonight we're going to look at our leaderboards throughout the course of the night to keep you updated throughout the season. So firstly, let's take a look at the Unip Paisley medal leaderboard. We'll follow that with the Jack Ryder medal leaderboard. So after round 7 in the Unip Paisley medal, it's Box Hill's Zoe Griffiths leading the count with 22 votes from 7 rounds, holding a 7-vote lead on Melbourne's Brianna O'Donnell. There's a bunch of 6 players who are sitting equal third with 12 votes. We'll turn our attention to the Jack Ryder medal leaderboard, and after round 9, Northcote opening batsman Mark Phelan leads the count with 28 votes. Also 7 votes in the lead over Richmond keeper Scott Edwards. Carlton captain coach Evan Golder sits in third on 19 votes, with the 2018-19 Ryder medalist Brett Forsyth from Dandenong, Melbourne's Blake Thompson on 18 votes. We'll have another leaderboard update very, very shortly. And then, of course, we're going to count our last couple of rounds out. Ladies and gents, time to kick off with our first lot of official award winners. We'll commence with the presentations of the individual awards for the lower grades of the 2020-2021 season. To assist with these presentations, we welcome Cricket Victoria Director, Ms. Lydia Dowes. Whilst at all of our winners throughout the course of the evening, if you could please make your way to the left-hand side of the stage to collect your award, and then during our breaks, all of our winners will have a photo taken out in front of the media banner as well. Firstly, to our Women's Premier Thirds Player of the Season, from Essendon Maribyrnong Park Ladies Cricket Club, Tegan French. Our Sue Woolcock Award for the Women's Premier Seconds One-Day Player of the Season, the Melbourne Cricket Club, Hazrat Gill. Good to see Marcella started early with the paparazzi shots. Never takes long. The June Cole Award, the Women's Premier Firsts, Best First Season Player. From Box Hill Cricket Club, Isabel White. Our Men's Premier Fourths Player of the Year, from Essendon Cricket Club, Oscar Gordon. To our Men's Premier Thirds Player of the Season, a much sought after award with some big names on this honour roll. From Richmond Cricket Club, Jordan Heslane, and from Richmond Cricket Club, Jacob Hines. Very rare that you get a tie from 2 players from the same club, and they would have looked at each other arriving tonight wondering why they were both here. Normally only the single invite for the third 11 Player of the Year. Congratulations to Jordan and Jacob from Richmond. To the men's Premier Seconds Player of the Season from Geelong Cricket Club, Jack Wigglesworth. Move now to our best grounds as voted, the Premier Cricket Best Third and Fourth 11 ground. Congratulations to Beaumaris Secondary College, the South Oval, and curator Scott West from the Melbourne Cricket. To our Premier Cricket Best Main Ground, CitiPower Centre, Junction Oval, and curator Brad Baptist, the St Kilda Cricket Club. Ladies and gents, we do have a break very shortly, but we did mention how we're going to acknowledge our Premier teams, even though this is a night that is devoted to individual seasons for the men's and women's. It is a great night also to acknowledge the clubs that have won the premierships. So we welcome up a representative from the following premiership teams. The men's Premier Fourth 11 season premiers, Melbourne Cricket Club. Our women's Premier Thirds premiers, Carlton Brunswick Cricket Club. Our men's Premier Third 11 season premiers, probably not surprisingly, Richmond Cricket Club. Can't separate. Women's Premier Seconds one-day premiers, Melbourne Cricket Club. And the men's Premier Second 11 season premiers, the Footscray Cricket Club. Congratulations to all of our individual award winners thus far. Congratulations to our premiership teams. It is time to take a short break for entree, and we'll be back. Thank you, Leah. We'll be back with our presentation of our firsts, premiers, as well as Spirit of Cricket and a few other awards coming up. Please enjoy. Back with more very, very shortly. We do have a few more awards to move through. First up, for our second lot of awards this evening, we move to our Spirit of Cricket Awards across both the men's and women's competitions. And to present these awards, I'll call the Cricket Victoria Interim CEO, Nick Cummins, to the stage. Glad you didn't bring up the little glass there. That was very good. Very good timing. Ladies and gents, as we are aware, Spirit of Cricket ratings are judged by umpires for each match, for each 11, and averaged out over the season. So, to our Women's Premier Spirit of Cricket Award for 2020-2021, and it's a tie. Essendon Maribyrnong Park Ladies Cricket Club and Ringwood Cricket Club. EMP and Ringwood have tied for the Spirit of Cricket Award with an average of 8.66 out of 10. Melbourne finished an outright third at just .02 behind the Bombers and the Rams. This is why they won the Spirit of Cricket. It's all very cordial. Well done. Congratulations, CMP and to Richmond. To our Premier Men's Spirit of Cricket Award for 2020-2021, Greenvale Kangaroos Cricket Club. This is the club's first win, an average of 8.41 across all 4 grades. Frankston Peninsula finishing second on 8.26. Northcote third with an average of 8.25. Congratulations to the Kangaroos, the captains, the coaches, and President Bruce Keats. Thanks very much, Nick. Your job for the moment is done. Ladies and gents, we move now to the Umpire Recognition Award. To present the Umpire Recognition Award, we'll welcome onto stage Cricket Victoria's State Umpire Selection Panel Chair, Mr. Jeff Joshua, and Umpire Selector and Panel Coach, Mr. Damien Hurt. I mean, you had to look like you didn't know you were coming up. It's your award. The winner of the Umpire Recognition Award is Trevor Finlayson. Trevor has been a Premier Cricket umpire since 2003 and has umpired 269 Premier matches. Trevor's been the on-field mentor for the 4th 11 Premier umpires for the last 3 seasons and also umpires many school and Melbourne Club 11 matches throughout the week. In addition to his Premier Cricket officiating, Trevor also makes a significant off-field contribution to umpiring, editing the BCA USA Law 43 magazine, a role he's been doing since 2014. He was made a life member in 2017, served 5 terms as president and 5 terms as treasurer. This year's Umpires Recognition Award. Congratulations to Trevor Finlayson. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, David. Never seen an umpire like a photo quite as much as you, Jeff. That's really well done. The next award is the Cricket Victoria Club Championship Awards. And firstly, to our Men's Premier Cricket. To present this award, please welcome Cricket Victoria Director, Mr. Peter Williams. Thank you, Peter. This year, the Cricket Victoria Club Championship has been won in the Men's Premier Cricket by the Melbourne Cricket Club. Melbourne won the club championship with a total of 740 points to win by 79 from Carlton and 123 ahead of Brand. It's the Demons' 21st club championship win, but it's first since 2012-13. Congratulations to Melbourne Demons President Peter King. Peter, your work is done as we're going to call upon Cricket Victoria Director, Ms. Jane Nathan, to come and join us for the Women's Premier Cricket Victoria Club Championship. Please welcome Jane Nathan to the stage. Our Cricket Victoria Club Championship for Women's Premier Cricket has been won by the Melbourne Cricket Club. Congratulations to President Peter King and all at the Demons. Melbourne has become the first integrated club to complete the double, the men's and the women's, earning a total of 365 points to win by 97 from Dandenong and 103 ahead of Ringwood. Thanks very much, Jane. No, your work is done. Well done from Melbourne. It must have been a while since Melbourne Cricket Club have won something, because you haven't actually spent any time on the microphone telling us you're the best club in the world. This is what we need from Melbourne. Anyone want to say? They already know it? Okay. Well, congratulations to Melbourne men's and women's anyway. You won both the club championships, which is a fantastic effort. And as I mentioned, the first integrated club to complete the double of men's and women's. A truly fantastic effort to Peter King and all at the Demons. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at our individual awards now and the leaderboard update. Firstly, let's have a look at the round 11 Paisley leaderboard. And after round 11, it's Box Hill's Zoe Griffiths who continues to lead the count with 25 votes. Melbourne's Rihanna O'Donnell keeping in touch, just 4 votes behind. EMP's Elise Villani, a surprise bolter in the 3rd place with 20 votes. Reigning Paisley medalist Dandenong's Kim Garth and Brand's Annabelle Sutherland just 2 votes further behind. That's after round 11. Now to the Jack Ryder. And after round 14 in the Ryder, Richmond keeper Scott Edwards has hit the front with 32 votes, leading by 4 votes from our early leader, Mark Phelan of Northcote. Hot on the heels of Phelan, a Geelong skipper, Eamon Vines with 27 votes, reigning Ryder medalist James Seymour of Essendon with 26, and Ringwood's Thomas Rogers with 25 votes. Ladies and gents, that completes our second set of awards tonight. It is about socialising. It is about making sure you catch up with everyone from your club and every other club as well. So please relax. There's going to be a short break. Then we'll have our main course after that, and we'll come back and have our completion of our awards after that. Please enjoy your mains, and we'll see you very, very soon. I'm enjoying your main course. Food here at CitiPower Centre. If you could find your seats, we have a little bit to get through. A couple of sections to go. A few more awards to give away and some teams of the year to present. And we'll have a little break for dessert, and then it is to our Unit Paisley and Jack Ryder medals for the 2020-2021. Firstly, though, it's time to celebrate our men's and women's first 11 premiership winning teams. To assist with the presentations, please welcome Cricket Victoria Director, Mr. Ross Hepburn. Ross. Before we do, though, make our presentations, if you put your eyes to the screen, let's take a look at the action from CitiPower Centre for the Women's Premier Firsts one-day final.
Touch straight and no fine leg. That's going to go all the way for 4. It's in the air and caught. It's over. In the air. It's a beautiful shot. Over mid-on. It's going to land just inside the rope. Go for 4. It's in the air and out.
Oh, got her.
Edge. That's going to go for 4. Again goes through cover, and that's a beautiful shot. That's a 50. Oh, cast gone, and she's given up. And that's a good shot. Omar hasn't let it get to her. She's rocked onto the back foot and smashed it to 4. Huge slog to deep mid wicket. And taken. Good catch. And gone.
Make that.
It's going to be out as well. And she gets a fifer. That's smashed through backward point. And he picked up just inside the boundary line. Slayed through the offside. That's a beautiful shot too, and that's 4. Short. Smash through square leg. It's well played through mid-wicket. Just straight onto the pads of Carter. It hits them beautifully through the leg side. It picked up just inside the rope. It won't. Drags that down. It's going to get through mid-wicket. Going to get at least 2. And no, it's a fumble, and it's going to go into the boundary rope for 4. Just brought the fielder up from the offside. Not that she would have cut that off. That's 4. And gone.
Out.
Struck firmly through the offside. Beautiful shot from Griffiths. That's going to make it all the way to the boundary for 4. Another short one. Did that catch the glove?
And she's got it. There's a beautiful shot by Zoe Griffiths.
It's a beautiful shot down the ground. Don't tell me. Hit it straight to middle.
Can you believe it?
Full toss. It's taken!
Can
That is
you
an
believe
unbelievable catch! gone. What a piece of work. Pulling straight to be
And it's out!
Smashed and hit the stumps. Going to go for a run. Oh, gone the wrong way. And gone.
She's got it!
Going to run out chance. Hit the stumps.
She's got it!
Fails and gone. Hit on the pad and
She's
gone.
got it! Dandenong have won the Premier Women's Cricket Final! What a remarkable comeback at St Kilda!
It was genuinely one of the most amazing games of cricket we've ever seen. The winner of the Agnes McDonald Trophy for the Women's Premier One-Day First Premiership. Congratulations to the Dandenong Cricket Club. Last coach Ian Christie and captain Scott looking to make their way up. Panthers defeating Box Hill by 8 runs. CitiPower Centre. Kim Garth awarded the Betty Wilson Medal. Player of the final for 52 and 4 for 34. Congratulations to skipper Nicole Fulton, coach Andrew Christie, of course all the players, coaches and officials involved down at Shepley Oval. Before you go, surely we can have someone say something tonight. Benny Gray just crawling back into his shell at the Melbourne table too. He's not having a great speech and no one wanted to hear it. But come on, because we've just seen some of the highlights and you had that look on your face afterwards. It was almost relief more than any other emotion. How are you feeling now that you watched those knowing that you're going to win it? But how do you feel now, a couple of weeks later, after getting to celebrate and discussing the game, no doubt, at length with all the players?
Yeah, I think it's still, even then, just at 1 for 103, the heart rate was still going. And, yeah, obviously not quite sure at that stage. But on reflection, I think through the semi-final, I think the girls really showed some great fight through that process and followed process the whole year and really believed in themselves and the way they go about things. So to see them come away with it after a couple of years of really hard work has been really great.
After watching women's cricket probably at the Junction for about 20 years as well, the one thing that's always impressed, I mean, the guns are always guns, but it's the depth of each and every list. Now, you look at through all the sides, they've got players all the way down, 9, 10, 11 picked in the first 11 are all really, really good players. Do you find that as a coach and also in that playing group that there's always challenging for spots and there's no such thing as an easy game anymore?
Yeah, I think certainly we've gone from your filling sides and now when we look at the teams, it's purely based on performance and how they approach the team and how they approach the game and the way that the girls did this year was fantastic. So credit to them.
And one last one. What's the major difference between coaching men and coaching women? It's always an interesting answer for those that have been involved, but what's the number one thing or a couple of things that you think of, knowing, of course, you've got most of your team over there eyeing you off, making sure you say the right thing, but what are the differences? What are some of the differences? What do you enjoy the most and what are some of the challenges that you face?
I don't think there's probably too many differences. I think it's just a matter of your approach, and I think in both roles, if you're showing that element of care, I think you're going to succeed with your group and show that you want to be there, and therefore they want to be there and strive to be the best. So anyone you'd like to thank on behalf of the Dandenong Cricket Club? I noticed Nick's already run down to the table. She's got the trophy and she's off. But is anyone you'd like to thank on behalf of Dandenong? No, I think firstly, I think credit to Cricket Victoria and Darren Anderson and his team for getting a season up. I think we heard it before that what an amazing run up that we had to the year, and credit to everyone involved in getting the game going and being in this room tonight. I think is testament to that. So from our end, from Dandenong's end, I just want to thank obviously the committee and everyone involved there and to the wider competition. Thanks to all the committees that run each of the teams and the way that you go about your business is fantastic. So thank you.
Great, congratulations. Well done. Big round of applause to Dandenong Cricket Club. Coach Andrew Christie. That takes us now to the men's Premier First one-day final, also played here just a little bit ago at CitiPower Centre. Let's take a look at the video now of the final.
Lace goes bang on cue. Last ball of the over, and that's well cut away. That's a sensational shot on the offside. Corey, brother. Or Billington straight down the throat, and the second wicket is registered. That one played over the top by Egan. That's gone aerial. And Egan again going big, not afraid to advance and show the aggression. And he goes big, aerially once again. Good pull shot there from Egan. And they work their way through for a single, and that brings up a 5th half century for the season.
Daryl? Oh, the tricks are coming out. Oh, but look, we'll definitely see him with the ball. We know that. That's the 100-run partnership.
Tended ramp shot from Hancock. This time he executes it.
Oh.
Hancock plays that one in the air and plays it expeditiously through the gap. Egan with a ramp shot that's gone over the head in elegant deft fashion. Hancock goes big. Will this be enough to bring up the half century? 2 bounces into the fence. And a captain's knock to savour. Hancock advances the arms, chances down the ground for another boundary.
As they bring up the 150-run partnership.
Well wide of the off stump, Egan plays that one away. Down towards deep cover. Will they come back for the second? Yes, they do. And David Egan etches his name in Premier Cricket folklore. A century in the grand final for Paran. Oh, how about that for a reverse shot? Egan to get down the track, and this time it's taken. Will Sutherland goes bang, straight down the ground, carving it up. Oh, how about that for nonchalance from Hancock?
Trouble there.
Sutherland this time advances the arms, but it's gone straight up in the air and it's taken. Banks goes bang! Has it got enough purchase for a 6? No, 1 bounce over the fence. To the ball, the final over, and straight down the ground. Bangs just watches that sail over the fence, over the side screen. Again he goes big, this time it's in the air. Will it be taken? Going back with the flight, that's a good catch. Edge, and is it taken or dropped? It's taken on the 2nd or 3rd bite. Good link delivery, cut away there by Donald. Works it through point, and it races away to the boundary for 4. Again, he works it through the gap on the offside. 2 consecutive boundaries, almost a replication.
Around the loss of his partner is really positive.
Well driven by Donald through the covers. Doesn't have enough traction to reach the rope, but he picked up just inside. Swept away over the top, just backward a square from Slater. It races towards the boundary. It's well fielded. Donald on 49. Works it down the ground, and that will bring up a sensational half century from the skipper. There's an edge, but no slip in place.
Oh!
Edwards plays that one in the air, and Sutherland again in the action. Voice over the wicket. This one's up in the air. It's a dolly, and it's taken.
Celebration for the ages at Qriket Park as LJ goes big.
Troy Street in and knocks him over. Edwards again going down the ground, not afraid to be aggressive. Edwards cutting that one away. He's travelling with great timing and purpose. This one's in the air. Will it be taken? Yes, it is. This one's up in the air. Will it be caught and bowled? Yes, it will. Wilcox aiming for the stumps. Randeep slogs that one, and that's gone. Randeep slogs that one up in the air and will register another boundary. Randeep trying to slog that one, and again he's successful. Where were you before? Randeep slogs that one away, but it's been a true blue performance from Paran, a historic moment for this proud cricket club. The 37-year drought is over. Paran are the premiers for 2020/21.
True Blues defeating Galantine by 24 runs here in the final. Former St Kilda batsman David Egan awarded the John Scholes Medal Player of the Final for his knock of 107. Accepting the Premiership Trophy for Victorian Cricket Club is the assistant coach, Justin Gray. No rush, Justin. As quick as you bowl. Huge congratulations, Captain Jake Hancock, Coach Julie Weiner, of course, and to everyone who played their part in a successful season, as we heard, 3.5 decades since their first 11 premiership. Congratulations to Victorian Cricket Club. Juz, over you come. Congratulations, mate. We saw some wonderful highlights there. Really high standard game. We were just chatting just here on stage about how both teams made their high score of the season, both in the finals. A really high quality game. It's just a great one to watch. What was the feeling like when a final ball was bowled and secured a premiership, if you can remember back that far?
Yeah, look, the last ball sort of happened, and you know, Julian Wenham, obviously the coach, and myself were over at point, and when it happened, we sort of didn't really know what to do. To be honest, Pete, we sort of hugged, we sort of watched, and we sort of, you know, as coaches did, we sort of just sat back and you know, sort of revelled in what the players were able to do. So yeah, it was a really special moment.
You played in plenty of successful teams and clubs. What made this Paran side really special this year? Unique circumstance, we know that, playing all one-day cricket makes it really tough from a coaching perspective, from selection Tuesdays and every Thursday you're reading out new teams every week, which is something new. What were some of the challenges, and what made this group unique, winning the flag?
Yeah, look, the challenges were many. You know, every week we're you know, up against a new team. So you know, we had to plan every single week. We had to plan for a bunch of new men to play against. You know, which made it unique. In terms of what made this group special, you know, and as you said, I was very fortunate to come through my Premier career and you know, play within a club that had a lot of success. And what I saw here at Paran, and I said it to the boys, I think about the second last round, was the togetherness and the acceptance of every single player within the group. There were no, you know, moments between players at all. Every single player knew everyone's role. Everyone accepted each person for what they were, and they just had a great time together, Pete. They really did. And to sit back as a coach and watch that, you know, for Julie and I to sit back and watch was just a thrill.
No doubt there's some people that you'd like to thank on behalf of the Paran Cricket.
Yeah, of course. It's quite weird that this has been put upon me, and that's okay. I'll take the podium. Julian Weiner, of course. There are a lot of people in this room who probably know Julian very well, like I do now. Doesn't like this, but to Qriket Victoria and every single sponsor that has got this year to happen. What an extraordinary year. I think every single player and every single coach, every single administrator that is in this room, we haven't had a year like this ever. And for everyone in this room to have a night like tonight, and to have award winners and have premiership players and everything like that is absolutely credit to everyone in this room. So a really well done to everybody. You know, every single club has your volunteers that are just invaluable. It was just a year that I guess that none of us saw coming, and for it to happen and to happen successfully, and to have you know, a final with the men and the women played out here on the magnificent Junction Oval. You know, Brad Baptist and his boys to get that stuff done. It was just extraordinary, and you know, I know I had my time sitting just watching the game and just sitting back and just thinking, wow, I can't believe, you know, this has actually happened. You know, so credit to every single cricket person. You know, no matter what you're doing, no matter what your role is within the club, thank you very much. To the Paran people, Nigel Parsons, president, and all his committee, just extraordinary. The support that he gives Julian and myself and the coaching staff and all the players is second to none, across the men's and the women's. it's a really exciting time. So I'll stop talking. So thank you.
Justin Graham, assistant coach of Grant. Thanks, Ross, as well for presenting our premiers of the firsts. Ladies and gents, that moves us now to the Kookaburra Premier Cricket women's and men's teams of the season. To present the Premier Cricket teams of the season, we welcome back to the stage Cricket Victoria Chairman Dr. David Mannix. We also invite Cricket Victoria Director Ms. Penelope Cleghorn to the stage as well. The Premier team of the season is selected by the state selectors and coaches with assistance from Cricket Victoria's member services team, based on performances in Premier Cricket home and away season only. 12 players are selected in batting order with a captain, but no 12th player nominated. Firstly, we'll move to the Kookaburra Women's Premier Cricket team of the 2020-2021 season. We invite you all to come up and collect your trophy as well. The opening batters from Essendon Maribyrnong Park Ladies Cricket Club, McKinley Blows. ...321 runs at 45.9 with 350s, 11 wickets at 11. It's McKinley's second selection in the team. From the Melbourne Cricket Club, Rhiannon O'Donnell. Rhiannon's first selection in the team, the back of the season performance of 488 runs at 44.5, with a century in 350s and 23 wickets at 13.6. From the Ringwood Cricket Club, Bhavisha Devchand. Bhavisha's been selected for the second time after joining the Rams from Western Australia. Finished with 460 runs at 42 with a century in 350s and 9 wickets at 33. To the middle order, from Dandenong, Kim Garth. It's Kim's second selection in the team of the year. 367 runs at 36.7 with a century and a half century, 13 wickets at 20 to add to her Betty Wilson medal from the grand final. From the Dandenong Cricket Club, Tiana Atkinson. Tiana selected for the first time, 440 runs at 33.9 with 450s and 2 wickets as well. From the Essendon Maribyrnong Park Ladies Cricket Club, Natalie Shilov. Third time that Natalie's been selected, 473 runs at 59.1 with a century in 350s as well as a wicket. From the Ringwood Cricket Club, Laura Shaw. Laura also selected for the first time, 344 runs at 49 with 350s and 12 catches in the field. The wicketkeeper and named captain of our Kookaburra team of the season. From the Melbourne Cricket Club, Tegan Parker. Another first-time selection, 373 runs at 46.6 with 350s, a wicket, 16 catches and 2 stumpings. That is an all-round performance. Congratulations, our captain, ladies and gentlemen, Tegan Parker. From the Box Hill Cricket Club, Zoe Griffiths. Zoe's been selected for the 4th time in this team, 374 runs at 31.2 and 21 wickets at 15.3. We round out with our bowlers. From the Ringwood Cricket Club, Olivia Henry. It's Olivia's first selection in the team of the year with a breakout season with both bat and ball. 264 runs at 22, a century and a 50, and 21 wickets at 17.6. From the Melbourne Cricket Club, Anna O'Donnell. That is third selection in the team of the season with 40 runs and 20 wickets at 14.3. From the Paran Cricket Club, Ellen Williams. Another player with a breakout season and selected for the first time with 21 wickets at 15.3. Our 12th and final player is Ellen Williams from Paran. Congratulations to all the women selected in the Kookaburra Women's Premier Cricket Team of the season, which of course leads us to the Kookaburra Men's Premier Cricket Team of the Year. The first of our opening bats and captain of the team of the season from Geelong, Eamon Vines. Geelong skipper is the leading run scorer, 833 runs at 59.5, a century and 7 half-centuries with 6 catches. It's his third appearance in the team of the season, second as captain. The captain of this year's team of the season, Eamon Vines. Vines' opening partner from Essendon, James Seymour. The Bomber batting all-rounder finished the home and away season with 822 runs at 91.3. With 3 centuries and 6 half-centuries, 10 wickets at 37 and 7 catches. It's his third consecutive selection in the team of the season. Essendon, James Seymour. At 3, from Ringwood, Thomas Rogers. Rams opened to finish the season with 632 runs at 52.7 in just 14 matches, 3 centuries, 2 half-centuries, 6 wickets and 7 catches. First selection in the team of the season. To our middle order, from Paran Cricket Club, Damon Egan. Paran batsman with 655 runs at 59.5, 2 centuries, 4 half-centuries and 12 catches. It's his first selection in the team of the season. Premiership player, John Charles medalist, and in the team of the year, Damon Egan from Paran Cricket. From the Carlton Cricket Club, Evan Gollis. Carlton all-rounder dominated the home and away season, 683 runs at 48.8, 3 centuries and 2 half-centuries, 22 wickets at 19, 5-wicket haul and 3 catches. It's his third appearance in the team of the season and his first since 2009-10. It's a very long time ago. Congratulations to Evan Gollis. Our wicketkeeper from Richmond, Scott Edwards. The Richmond keeper had a breakout season, scoring 637 runs at 45.5, 2 centuries, 5 half-centuries, 20 catches and 2 stumpings. It's Scott's first time selected in the team of the season. Congratulations to Scott. To our all-rounders, from Melbourne, Fergus O'Neill. It's the first time Fergus is selected in the team of the season, 27 wickets at 16 to go with his 267 runs at 24.5 with 2 half-centuries. You can always tell the first-time selections because they run off the stage very quickly. From Dandenong, James Nanopoulos. This is James's 4th consecutive season in the team of the year. 129 runs at 14 with a half-century, 34 wickets at 12.8 with an 8-wicket haul for the Panthers. Here I was saying you should know what we're doing. His 4th consecutive year in the team of the year, James Nanopoulos from Dandenong. To our bowlers, from Paran, Matt Wilcox. Paran pace bowler took 33 wickets at 11.7 and scored a handy 123 runs at 24.6. It's the first time he's been selected in the Team of the Year. From Paran, Matt Wilcox. From St Kilda, Henry Thornton. St Kilda Quinn migrated this season from New South Wales and performed well with 34 wickets at 14. First appearance in the Team of the season. Has not aged well since he came down from New South Wales. Henry Thornton from St Kilda. You do something in the water in the junction. It's unbelievable. From the Carlton Cricket Club, Eddie O'Sullivan. Carlton spinner took 27 wickets at 17 with a 5-wicket haul for the Blues. It's his first selection in the Team of the Year. From Carlton, Eddie O'Sullivan. And our final selection from the Melbourne Cricket Club, Kyle Williamson. The Melbourne spinner also shone this season, 33 wickets at 14. It's his first selection in the Premier Team of the season. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a big round of applause for our Kookaburra men's Team of the season. Thank you, David. Thank you, please. We also, on nights like tonight, like to recognise those that have completed their involvement with Victorian Premier Cricket after the season that has just gone. So we thank the players, Simon Hill from Camberwell, Stephen Seymour from Paran, Adam Ball from Dandenong and Paran, Aaron Eyre from Essendon, Stephen Reid from Essendon and Melbourne Uni, Hamish Winter-Irving from Footscray, James McNeil from Melbourne Uni, Jared Martinegro from Camberwell and Melbourne Uni, Liam Scammell from Northcote from Melbourne University, James Muirhead from St Kilda, Footscray, Victoria, Stars and Australia, Donovan Pell from Carlton, Peter Petricola from Melbourne, Stephen Taylor from Northcote, Patrick Smith from Melbourne, Nathan Harford from Frankston Peninsula, Christopher Morehouse from Ringwood, Michael Campbell from Ringwood, Jake Toohey from Ringwood, Kate Burns from Plenty Valley and Ringwood, and Bridie Chesterfield from Essendon and Maribyrnong Park Ladies Cricket Club and Melbourne Cricket Club. To all of our players, can we please have a big round of applause? There's also club officials, a Cricket Victoria Life member and from Ringwood Cricket Club, John Cassidy, and to our umpires, Paul Belisa, Glenn Shaggy, Vince Calabro, and Luke Youthenwald. Can we please have a big round of applause for our officials who've also called time on the Victorian. Congratulations on your magnificent careers, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for a short break. Dessert's about to be served, and then we're going to present our Una Paisley medalists up here on stage. Short break, back with more very, very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to read some votes and present the ultimate award in Premier Cricket, the ultimate individual award. So if we could grab your attention, there are only 2 awards remaining for the evening. We will present the Una Paisley medal and then a quick break as we celebrate our first winner and then come back for our Jack Ryder medal. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at the leaderboard of the Una Paisley medal as it stands after round 11. You remember Box Hill's Zoe Griffiths led the count with 25 votes. Melbourne's Rihanna O'Donnell 4 votes behind. EMP's Elise Villani in 3rd place with reigning Paisley medalist Kim Garth from Dandenong and Brand's Annabelle Sutherland 2 votes behind. Ladies and gentlemen, come time to find out who wins the Una Paisley medal for this season. The medal is named in honour of Victorian and Australian cricketer Una Paisley. She was involved with the Northcote Cricket Club for 35 years as player, captain, secretary and treasurer. First Australian woman to score a Test century, 108 on debut. She went on to captain Australia, scored a century in her first Test as captain against New Zealand. After retiring, she was state and Australian selector. served on the VWCA executive, was a Victorian delegate to the Australian Women's Cricket Council and awarded life membership of the VWCA. Una passed away at the far too early age of 54, and the award for the best and fairest player in Premier Firsts is named in her honour and has been presented since the 78-79 season. I'll now ask Cricket Victoria Chair, Dr. David Maddox, and Interim CEO of Cricket Victoria, Nick Cummins, to join me on stage as we read the final 3 rounds of this season's Una Paisley Medal. Votes read will be the total votes awarded for the match by both umpires. The maximum number of votes one player can receive is 6, with a total of 12 votes available for the match. Let's go to round 12.
Thanks, Pete. Paran versus Box Hill. 2 votes, Paran, R. McKenna. 4 votes, Box Hill, L. Shannon. 6 votes, Box Hill, Z. Griffiths. Ringwood versus Essendon Maribyrnong Park. 2 votes, Ringwood, U. Raymond Hoey. 4 votes, EMP, M. Blows. 6 votes, EMP, N. Shiloff. Carlton Brunswick versus Plenty Valley. 3 votes, Plenty Valley, Jane Evans. 4 votes, Plenty Valley, S. Reid. 5 votes, Plenty Valley, Silverella. Dandenong versus Melbourne. 2 votes, Melbourne, R. O'Donnell. 5 votes, Dandenong, Y. Sinaratna. 5 votes, Melbourne, E. Hayward.
If you don't think that's the end of round 12, so let's take a look at the Una Paisley Medal counting. And Box Hill, Zoe Griffiths is leading with 31 votes, 8 ahead of her nearest competitor in Melbourne's Rhiannon O'Donnell. With just 2 rounds to go, Elise Villani holds on to third with 20 votes. Time for the votes of round 13.
Round 13, Box Hill versus Melbourne. 1 vote, Box Hill, H. Spencer. 2 votes, Melbourne, T. Parker. 4 votes, Melbourne, S. Townsend. 5 votes, Melbourne, R. O'Donnell. Plenty Valley versus Essendon Maribyrnong Park. 1 vote, EMP, M. Illingworth. 1 vote, Plenty Valley, Jane Evans. 2 votes, Plenty Valley, J. Hewlett. 3 votes, Plenty Valley, M. Civarella. Well, M's not here, so next page. 5 votes, Plenty Valley, S. Field. Carlton, Brunswick versus Ringwood. 1 vote, Ringwood, L. Shaw. 1 vote, Carlton Brunswick, A. Campion. 2 votes, Carlton Brunswick, R. Van Dort. 2 votes, Ringwood, M. Pereira. And 6 votes, Ringwood, O. Henry. Paran versus Dandenong. 1 vote, Paran, M. Huggins. 1 vote, Paran, M. R. McKenna. 2 votes, Paran, M. Hale. 2 votes, Dandenong, T. Atkinson. 6 votes, Paran, E. Williams.
So let's update the round 13 leaderboard. Zoe Griffiths continues to hold the lead on 31 votes, but Aaron O'Donnell has cut the lead back to just 3 votes. So as you can see, with a very open slide, only 2 players are in contention to win the Una Paisley Medal for this season. This is the final round, round 14.
Dandenong versus Carlton Brunswick. 1 vote, Dandenong, T. Atkinson. 3 votes, Carlton Brunswick, E. Byrne. 4 votes, Carlton Brunswick, N. Hansika. 4 votes, Carlton Brunswick, E. Sheehan. Ringwood versus Paran. 1 vote, Ringwood, E. Carroll. 1 vote, Ringwood, B. Devchand. 4 votes, Ringwood, L. Shaw. And 6 votes, Ringwood, U. Raymond Hoey. Essendon Maribyrnong Park versus Box Hill. 1 vote, EMP, A. Humphreys. 1 vote, EMP, N. Shiloff. 2 votes, EMP, M. Illingworth. 2 votes, EMP, G. Gall. And 6 votes, EMP, M. Blows. Melbourne versus Plenty Valley. 2 votes, Plenty Valley, S. Day. 5 votes, Melbourne, T. Parker. 5 votes, Melbourne, R. O'Donnell. Congratulations to Brianna O'Donnell from Melbourne Cricket Club.
Melbourne's Rihanna Noel 33 votes to win the award by 2 votes from Box Hill Zoe Griffiths, with EMP's Elise Bellani third, with 20 votes from just 4 matches. O'Donnell played in all 13 one-day matches across the season, 488 runs at 44.5, top score of 105 not out, 23 wickets at 13.6, best bowling of 4 for 24 and 9 catches. O'Donnell's performances this season saw her finish as both the leading run scorer and the leading wicket taker in the home and away season. Made a late charge to the award, polling 18 votes in the last 4 matches of the season. Standout efforts of the one-day season, 97 and 2 for 30 against Box Hill, 105 not out, 3 for 29 against Dandenong, 55 and 3 for 33 against Ringwood, 4 for 24 against Dandenong, 91 not out against Plenty Valley in round 14. Ladies and gentlemen, your Una Paisley medalist is Rihanna O'Donnell. Well, we need to start with the obvious questions. You've come along, you've got a very supportive table there as well, but you've come along tonight. Did you have any inkling after an amazing individual season that you'd be standing here as the Una Paisley medalist?
No, sorry. No, definitely. Obviously, it's not a goal ever going into the season. I think you trade it all in to have a crack in the grand final, and obviously, it's sort of that's what probably still fuels the fire, and yeah, we're looking to get back to.
You did have a sensational season as a club as well. I know it didn't go right on semi-final day, but that's what happens in finals cricket. But you still had a lot of success over the course of the season. How did you find this year, a year like no other, as we've heard so many times? But it is true. Yeah,
obviously it was a big challenge across the board, and I think everyone's done well to actually get a season up and running. But I think for me personally, obviously it was quite different. Changing clubs and whatnot this year. So it was really good to just get back in and obviously play some cricket, because there was that big unknown that as to whether we would play. But yeah, to get back and have a full season was pretty bloody good as well.
It was pretty bloody good. Don't worry about that. Hey, you won't. You can say whatever you like. Now, it's different nowadays. We've got My Cricket. You know who's made runs, who's taking wickets, and you've made more runs and taken more wickets. Back when Earl and I were playing, we just used to joke about it on Saturday night. You can get away with whatever you want, but you can't get away with it now. And those stats don't lie. The most runs and the most wickets in a competition. And that's a great all-round year. Did you do anything completely differently this year? Did you have any superstitions? Did you have anything that you can put your finger on that you had such a standout season?
No, look, personally, I think it was just going back to enjoying my cricket. Obviously, yeah, like I said, a bit of a change of scenery, but at the same time, I was back in the country during the week, so training with the boys and sort of getting back to the roots, and really enjoyed that. So yeah, that was obviously a big change for me, and then sitting in the car on a Saturday with that anticipation to get down and play cricket on a Sunday, and then obviously the big reflection on a Monday in the car trip back too.
It does just make or break your week, doesn't it? When you're winning, it's fantastic, and you're making runs and taking wickets every week. But that's one thing that we really missed during that season, or that time off, whether it be cricket, footy, tennis, netball, whatever it was, that thrill that you get from the actual competing. I mean, yeah, it's great to win, but just being out there would have been a great thrill.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'll probably, it was a bit of a, jump the gun a little bit at times, and really found that I was actually quite competitive and probably missed that throughout the winter. So, it was really good. I think for sport as a whole to have, a full season of cricket, it was really rewarding. And, just to play, I think, just because there was that break of sport as a whole and that big unknown, it was really, really good to just get something happening.
I know you said you don't play for individual awards. I certainly understand that, but you are the 2020-21 Una Paisley medalist, and no doubt there's some people that you'd like to thank.
Firstly, obviously, I think Cricket Victoria, I've probably said it a couple of times, but just to get a full season up and happening with everything that happened through the last 12 months was pretty spectacular. The Melbourne Cricket Club and everyone there who, welcomed a kid who was, kid, not necessarily a kid anymore. But yeah, still coming down from the country and yeah, you know, not able to always commit to trainings and that sort of thing. But yeah, knowing that I had the backing of them was really good. I think obviously back home and the Plenty Valley Cricket Club as well, so Mildura West Cricket Club back home, very special to me. Yeah, going back there this year, like I said, and getting back to your roots was really good, and I think, yeah, helped me fall back in love with the game. Yeah, obviously everyone that's put on tonight, really good evening. Yeah, can't thank everyone enough for putting that together, and then obviously there's the family element of it as well, and all the support back at home. And I think being back there this year made you realise how many people actually do follow what happens and what goes on. So yeah, big thank you to everyone who followed along and supported from there.
Well done. You don't get away that easily. We have our chair, Dr. David Maddox, who's going to propose a toast to our.
Yes, if we could all be up standing and a toast to Rihanna on a sensational season. To Rihanna.
Ladies and gentlemen, Melbourne's Rihanna O'Donnell, Unit Paisley medalist for 2020-21. Thank you, David. Thank you, Nick. Ladies and gents, we're going to take just a couple of minutes to reflect in Rihanna's win and then back to present the Jack Ryder medal in just a couple of minutes' time. Of the evening is presenting the Jack Ryder medal, so you can take your seats. And if we have your attention for one final time, that would be fantastic. We have celebrated our Unit Paisley medalist, Rihanna O'Donnell, and now it's time to find out who is the winner of the Jack Ryder medal. So we can grab your attention, please, ladies and gents, for we have 3 rounds to read out as well. The medal is named in honour of Victorian and Australian cricketer John Jack Ryder, an all-rounder. He claimed 612 wickets and scored 12,677 runs in 338 matches. The medal for the outstanding player of the season in Victorian Premier Cricket is named in his honour and has been presented since 72-73. Once again, we'll get our interim CEO of Cricket Victoria, Nick Cummins, to read the votes for rounds 15, 16 and 17. Again, votes read are the total votes awarded for the match by both umpires. The maximum number of votes one player can receive is 6 of the total votes, 12 available for the match. Let's have a recap of where it sits after round 14. Richmond keeper Scott Edwards is in front with 32 votes, leading by 4 votes from our early leader, Mark Phelan Northcote. On the heels of Phelan, Geelong skipper Aidan Vines with 27 votes, James Seymour on 26 and Rogers on 25. 3 rounds to go. This is round 15.
Thanks, Pete. Kingston Hawthorn versus Fitzroy Doncaster. 1 vote, Fitzroy Doncaster, E. Alavi. 1 vote, Kingston Hawthorn, H. Singh. 4 votes, Kingston Hawthorn, M. Vorbach. 6 votes, Fitzroy Doncaster, G. Maxwell. Frankston Peninsula versus Essendon. 2 votes, Frankston Peninsula, B. Clark. 4 votes, Frankston Peninsula, B. Simons. 6 votes, Frankston Peninsula, J. Conroy. Casey South Melbourne versus Ringwood. 2 votes, Casey South Melbourne, C. Benedict. 4 votes, Casey South Melbourne, D. Pollock. 6 votes, Casey South Melbourne, A. Chandrasinghe. Richmond versus St Kilda. 1 vote, Richmond, S. Singh. 1 vote, W. Lovell, St Kilda. 5 votes, St Kilda, T. Murphy, and 5 votes, Richmond, Y. Pednecker. Geelong versus Paran. 2 votes, Paran, M. Blake. 4 votes, Geelong, E. Vines. 6 votes, Geelong, H. Butterworth. Greenville Kangaroos versus Northcote. 2 votes, Greenville Kangaroos, J. Pavlovitz. 4 votes, Northcote, M. Short. 6 votes, Greenville Kangaroos, D. Bell. Melbourne versus Melbourne University. 2 votes, Melbourne, J. Prestwich. 5 votes, Melbourne, K. Williamson. 5 votes, Melbourne Uni, A. Yaxenda. Footscray versus Camberwell Magpies. 2 votes, Camberwell Magpies, H. Burrell. 4 votes, Footscray, D. Brasher. 6 votes, Camberwell Magpies, L. Fitzpatrick. Dandenong versus Carlton. 2 votes, Dandenong, J. Thomas. 5 votes, Dandenong, J. Ananopoulos. 5 votes, Carlton, E. Goulders.
Thank you very much, Nick. So let's take a look at the leaderboard after round 15. Richmond keeper Scott Edwards continues to hold top place with 32 votes. Only 1 vote ahead of Geelong skipper Eamon Vines on 31. Carlton captain coach Evan Golders moves to 3rd on 29. Northcote's Mark Phelan and reigning Ryder medalist James Seymour also in close chase. 2 rounds to go. Let's hear the votes for round 16.
Fitzroy Doncaster versus Geelong. 2 votes, Geelong, K. Hellwig. 2 votes, Geelong, J. Larkin. 4 votes, Fitzroy Doncaster, J. Rudd. 4 votes, Fitzroy Doncaster, G. Maxwell. Northcote versus Kingston Hawthorn. 1 vote, Northcote, S. Taylor. 2 votes, Northcote, J. Sundberg. 4 votes, Northcote, M. Phelan. 5 votes, Northcote, J. Layla. Camberwell Magpies versus Melbourne. 1 vote, Camberwell Magpies, W. Walker. 2 votes, Melbourne, K. Williamson. 3 votes, Melbourne, J. Harper. 3 votes, Melbourne, F. O'Neill. 3 votes, Melbourne, C. White. Essendon versus Dandenong. 1 vote, Dandenong, Pete Cassidy. 2 votes, Dandenong, J. Nanopoulos. 3 votes, Essendon, T. O'Donnell. 6 votes, Essendon, J. Seymour. Melbourne University versus Richmond. 3 votes, Richmond, D. Tibbles. 3 votes, Melbourne Uni, D. Warren. 3 votes, Melbourne Uni, M. Stafford. 3 votes, Melbourne Uni, A. Extender. Carlton versus Casey South Melbourne. 1 vote, Casey South Melbourne, L. Sperling. 2 votes, Carlton, M. Wilson. 3 votes, Carlton, B. Stepien. 6 votes, Carlton, E. Goulders. Frankston Peninsula versus Ringwood. 1 vote, Ringwood, D. King. 1 vote, Frankston Peninsula, B. Clark. 5 votes, Ringwood, C. Morehouse. 5 votes, Frankston Peninsula, B. Simons. Paran versus Footscray. 2 votes, Paran, J. Hancock. 2 votes, Footscray, D. Sartori. 2 votes, Paran, A. Perrin. 6 votes, Paran, D. Egan. Popular choice. St Kilda versus Greenvale Kangaroos. 1 vote, St Kilda, H. Thornton. 1 vote, St Kilda, J. Bartlett. 4 votes, St Kilda, P. Rowe. 6 votes, St Kilda, A. Crossway.
Thanks very much, Nick. Must be Adam Crossway's son. Checking the leaderboard at the end of round 16, and we have a new leader with Carlton captain coach Evan Golders moving to the lead on 35 votes, holding a 3-vote lead over Richmond's Scott Edwards, Essendon's James Seymour, and Northcote's Mark Phelan, with Eamon Vines further vote behind. Time for the final round, round 17.
Round 17, Ringwood versus Footscray. 1 vote, Footscray, M. Birdsall. 1 vote, Ringwood, Z. Evans. 2 votes, Footscray, J. Vine. 2 votes, Footscray, D. Sartori. 3 votes, Footscray, J. Buckingham. And 3 votes, Footscray, D. Russ. Dandenong versus Greenvale Kangaroos. 2 votes, Dandenong, J. Nanopoulos. 4 votes, Greenvale Kangaroos, S. Dixon. And 6 votes, Dandenong, T. Donald. Kingston Hawthorn versus Melbourne University. 4 votes, Kingston Hawthorn, S. Newell. 4 votes, Melbourne University, L. Scammell. 4 votes, Melbourne University, Martinago, J. Martinago. Casey South Melbourne versus Camberwell Magpies. 1 vote, Camberwell Magpies, S. Hill. 2 votes, Casey South Melbourne, L. Sperling. 4 votes, Camberwell Magpies, S. Bargo. 5 votes, Camberwell Magpies, A. Cotter. St Kilda versus Frankston Peninsula. 1 vote, St Kilda, S. Powell. 2 votes, Frankston Peninsula, V. Bansal. 3 votes, St Kilda, J. Bartlett. And 6 votes, St Kilda, M. Diagoro. Geelong versus Northcote. 1 vote, Northcote, M. Todd. 1 vote, Geelong, D. McGlinchey. 2 votes, Northcote, J. Layla. 2 votes Geelong, H. Butterworth. 6 votes Northcote, S. Taylor. Essendon versus Paran. 4 votes Paran, D. Egan. 4 votes Essendon, J. Ryan. 4 votes Paran, M. Wilcox. Melbourne versus Carlton. 1 vote Melbourne, C. Callaway. 2 votes Melbourne, G. Hanna. 4 votes Carlton, T. Smythe. 5 votes Melbourne, J. Prestwich. Richmond versus Fitzroy Doncaster. 1 vote Fitzroy Doncaster, N. Fletcher. 1 vote Richmond, Y. Pendecker. 5 votes Richmond, D. Matarazzo. 5 votes Richmond, S. Edwards. Congratulations to Scott Edwards, who is the winner of the Jack Ryder medal.
Scott Edwards has won the 2020-21 Jack Ryder medal. He holds 37 votes to win by 2 votes over Carlton captain coach Evan Galbus, with Brand's Darren Egan a further vote behind in 3rd place. Edwards played 16 matches across the season, 637 runs at 45.5 with a top score of 121, 20 catches and 2 stumpings. Edwards becomes the 2nd Tiger after former England international Paul Collingwood tied in 2000-2001 to win the award. Our winner of the Jack Ryder medal for 2020-21 is Richmond's Scott Edwards. Unfortunately, Scott's unable to join us here this evening as he's overseas representing the Netherlands. However, he did send us this message.
Hello everyone back in Melbourne. Firstly, I'd like to apologise for not being there tonight. I would have loved to be there. You know, it's an absolute honour to win the Jack Ryder medal for this season. And, you know, there's plenty of guys out there in the comp that probably equally deserve to win it after, you know, having some seriously good seasons. You know, when I first found out, it was a bit of a shock to me, to be honest. But equally humbling to, you know, have my name up against, you know, some of the best players in Premier Cricket over the time. Firstly, I'd like to thank and congratulate Cricket Victoria, the umpires, and all the administration for getting the season up and going this year. You know, it's obviously been a tough year, but I think it was, you know, quite a successful season. I'd also like to thank the sponsors of Cricket Victoria equally. To the Richmond Cricket Club, you know, you've been amazing throughout my time, throughout my 8 years there, and you know, it's something that I hold dear to me, and look forward to many more years to come. To my teammates, you know, we had a bit of a tough year, you know, on the field, but you know, it's always great fun walking out with my best mates and, you know, enjoying a beer after the game. I'd like to give a special mention to Sam Taylor, Alan Wise and Matthew Mulcahy, 3 of Richmond's you know, biggest players who I was lucky enough to be under for a lot of my time when I was younger, and you know, learnt so much from them over that time. A big thank you goes out to my coach Shane Young, brought me to the club 8 years ago. And you know, he's been there for me through the whole time, and you know, without you, mate, I don't think I'm standing here tonight. Finally, and probably most importantly, my family. You know, you guys have supported me throughout my cricketing career, and you know, I'm pretty excited to celebrate this with you guys as well. If I've missed anyone, I'm really grateful for all the support you've given me. And again, look forward to speaking to you over the next few days. And yeah, thanks guys, and enjoy the rest of your night.
Just as well he thanked his family, because his family have joined us tonight, and Don, his dad, is here as well, collecting the Jack Ryder medal on his behalf. Congratulations. Don, quickly just come over here because we've seen the message, but I just want to find out, and now we get to get all the paparazzi when you come up and accept on behalf of a winner. Where is Scott at the moment? Because I know he was overseas representing the Netherlands. Where's he playing at the moment? Do you know where he is at this present point in time?
I do. He's actually got a couple of beers in his hand at the moment and watching with a couple of mates in Rotterdam.
In Rotterdam? Yeah. Probably just a couple of beers and a few other things if he's in Rotterdam. So, representing the Netherlands, how does that come about?
My mother was Dutch, so I'm Dutch, and Scott had that opportunity. It sort of fell his way. He was actually second year electrical apprenticeship, and Ryan Campbell gave him a call. Scott had been touching base with him, going to go back for another season, any chance I could train with the Dutch side. And the second keeper had a hernia and had a tournament in UAE, and so Ryan gave him a call and said, you know, how you wanted to train, come on over. And he handed his resignation in, and that was 4 years ago. So, yeah, so
it's fantastic, the paths, and especially with keepers, there's always an opportunity. You're representing the family here tonight, and Scott, of course. How does it feel to have your son win the ultimate award? We've passed out plenty of awards this evening, but this is the ultimate men's individual award in Premier Cricket in Victoria. We heard from him, but how does it feel as his dad, and no doubt half of the taxi drivers to make sure you're driving around everywhere as he was growing up?
Yeah, super proud, super humbled. Had a number of conversations with Scott even this year, and he's very focused with his cricket. He's, I think, resilient, so that he's a professional cricketer. For the last 18 months, he hasn't been able to play international cricket, so he's been going down to Youngie's Young Gun Academy almost every day, training by himself or maybe with Youngie, whatever, and not knowing, you know, no job to speak of, and I guess that's comes through this year with his performances as well. But having had those conversations, he's talked about while he's focused on the field and very competitive, I think it's the spirit of comradeship and certainly his peers, and you know, he'll talk about Tom Rogers and just how he's an absolute jet, and Braden, how he absolutely smacks the ball, you know, across the board, and aiming with his focus. And so there is, I think, and that's probably one of the things that comes back to cricket. One of the reasons why Kathy and I were so keen for him to be involved in the sport is because there is that community and that comradeship, and it's really heartening to see that while he's only 24 now, he's got into that mentoring stage with other players at Richmond too.
It's everything we missed about the game. It's everything we love about the game. Congratulations. I will get our chair to raise a toast to your son.
Can we all be upstanding and toast Scott's great win in the Ryder medal? Scott.
No worries. One more round of applause, please, for Scott Edwards, our Jack Ryder medalist. Congratulations to all of our winners and their magnificent performances this season. On behalf of Cricket Victoria Chair, Dr. David Maddox, our interim CB CEO, Nick Cummins, all our Cricket Victoria staff, just have enjoyed tonight's event. A big thanks to Georgie Hayes and Toby Williams, our event managers, to our CB digital team, to Deepthi Shetty, Ben Osborne, Nigel Hunt, Head of Media and Communications, Hamish Jones, CB Member Services team, Paul Meyer, Darren Anderson, Will Rice and Arvind Suresh. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got through a season of cricket. Thank you so much for being part of it. Thank you for being part of tonight's event. We trust you've enjoyed yourselves. Please relax, enjoy your beverage, and we look forward to seeing you next year for another big year.